Stupid.
Welcome back to another episode of Just Stupid Podcast. It's your boy Lucky. That's spelled Luquee, not Lucky. And it's time to get into some things. First things first, I want to say thank you to any and everybody that likes, comments, shares, and just throw my content out there. And I also want to thank anybody who likes and follows me on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. As you can see, I'm in a different environment now. I just got up and moved. I'm still getting stuff together. Still trying to get the lighting and everything together. Also, I do have some more episodes that's already been pre-recorded that I'm going to be putting out too. But I just wanted to go ahead and get this one out and get basically an update of what everything is and what's going on. But I'm just excited to get back behind the mic. And also this is episode 3. So we're going to be getting more episodes in, and we're going to make sure, I'm going to be getting some more episodes in. I'm going to make sure that everybody gets something to listen to. So what I'm going to be talking about today is the gender roles. So first off, I just wanted another thing. The merch. I'm working on merch. T-shirts, hoodies, masks, all that. And I said that I think I said that in the last episode, but it's definitely in the play now. So where was I at? Oh yeah. So gender roles. So I was going through a few videos on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. I was watching a few other people's podcasts. It's a good thing to watch other people's stuff and not take that content, but get inspired and get ideas from other sources and being able to either add on to what they're saying or being able to give your input or feedback on how you feel about a certain situation. So I forgot the podcast name, but it's on Facebook, and it's a guy. I think it's his podcast. It's a guy, and he has a bunch of girls. He always has a bunch of women around him, and he always asks about relationship things and gender roles and how a man is supposed to be in a relationship and how a woman is supposed to be in a relationship, and you got wifely duties and husband duties and all that type of crap. So one particular thing that got me was, so the woman said she was saying something about making a sandwich for him or something. Oh, that's what it was. So the woman said that she was tired of doing like housely duties and all that type of stuff, and like the cooking and cleaning and all that stuff, but he's out working and he just comes in and then sits down and begs for a sandwich or whatever. And so she got mad about that. And then the dude said, he said, why do you want to be a wife if you want... No, he said you can't be a wife if you can't do the wifely duties. Yeah, something around that area. You can't be a wife if you don't do the wifely duties. I get what he's saying, and I get what both of them saying, because you gotta understand, you gotta listen to both sides. And I'm not going to be biased either. Like, you got to listen to both sides when it comes to stuff. You got to put yourself in each other's shoes. Because it's half and half. Because if you, okay, let's say you're the woman, right? Technically, a woman is supposed to, if you're a wife and you're not working, you should do, cooking and cleaning and all that or whatever. But don't excuse the man either, cause the man need to learn how to clean too. He just it ain't just like, it's not just on the woman, but the man need to learn how to clean too. Cause if you just depend on everybody else like that, I just feel like that's just the mama's boy. Because if you constantly messing up a room, or never picking up your socks, or your underwear, or don't know how to wash clothes or whatever, that's too dependent for me, because I can't do that. I know how to clean. I know how to cook. I know how to wash dishes. I know how, but that's the thing though, but we're gonna come to that later, because that's another thing of, if it was in my situation, because there's no woman in this situation, what is the role then? You get what I'm saying? So when you have the man telling you, like, okay, you can't be a wife if you don't do wifely duties, because, okay, let's say if you get a flat tire, that's what he said. He said, if you get a flat tire, it's my job to make sure that you get that straight. Or if something goes wrong with the car, it's my job to make sure that the people at the auto shop don't get over on you because you're a woman. And yet that part is actually true. That part is true. So, but because people are sexist, and people think that women just don't know how to do ish, especially when it comes to cars. But yeah, so he brought that analogy up. And that's why I say it's both ways for me. Because what if both of y'all was by yourselves? What if y'all never met? What if y'all was just single people living in a single home by yourself? What are you going to do then? You gotta work. You gotta pay the bills. You gotta cook. You can't starve. You gotta clean. You can't live in filth. You gotta do laundry. You ain't wearing dirty clothes every day. So when you get by yourself, that's what I be saying, like with the gender roles. If you think about it, if you by yourself, what would you do then? That's why I feel like in schools and stuff, the schools don't teach kids like, personal finance classes no more, or they don't do home ec classes no more, or they don't do cooking classes, or the thing where we had to take care of the baby no more. Like they don't push those types of classes. And people are going to get out here in the world. These kids are going to get out here in the world and don't know what to do. So they have to rely on other people to do things for them because they're not taught that. And then, but it also comes from where you come from. Like it comes from the place that you grew up in, or the household that you were raised in, because that's where it first comes from. Because you could be smart and all that type of stuff. You could be the top of your class, but you also know how to go out here and do stuff on your own. You get what I'm saying? Like you know how to, like with me, I was top 10% of my class, but I still know how to go and hustle and do what I got to do and get my own. I don't have to rely on other people, because that's just because of what I was taught. That's just how my mother raised me. My mother raised me to be an independent person and not to always depend on somebody else, because you're the only one that you can depend on at the end of the day. Because if you don't do anything, nothing is going to happen. Yeah, just like, have faith and all that, but faith takes action. You can't just be like, God, please please do this for me or please do that for me, and it's just supposed to happen. Like with like with me trying to build my podcast up and build my YouTube and all that type of stuff up. I can't just say, God, please give me 1,000 subscribers. God, please give me 4,000 subscribers, and it's just gonna pop up. You have to work for it. So, and I can vouch for that because I haven't been as consistent as I supposed to be with this type of situation, because it's supposed to be every week or every 2 weeks that I was supposed to be posting, but I be taking long breaks. I be having other stuff to do, so it takes the action to get it started for it to work. Like, well, you got these name brand stuff out here like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Fenty, and all that type of stuff, and Balenciaga and all that. It didn't happen by just saying, "Oh God, please let this work," and then it just popped up and just started booming. You have to actually make the clothes. You have to actually make the brand. You have to actually get the trademark, and you have to actually put money into it. It takes action to do things, and so like when you don't have that structure from home, you're not going to be prepared for it. So like when you have a gender role. Because in my opinion, the only gender role that there is a woman can get pregnant and a man can't. That's just my opinion. Because of the simple fact, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. You should learn how to cook. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. You should learn how to clean. It doesn't matter if you're a man or woman. You should know how to do household duties. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. You should know how to take care of kids. It doesn't, the man, he goes out and he does his job and he brings home the money and all that type of stuff. And he gets the bills paid. So, but is that all that you're good for? Is that all that you're known for? Is that all that you know how to do? And if you're a woman, let's say if you're a stay-at-home mom. No, let's backtrack. Let's say if you're a mother and you work too. But it's also expected of you to get off work and still go home and clean and still go home and cook and still go home and take care of the kids. And that's how most typical relationships be. Men and women. But I mean, I get if you like a stay-at-home mom, and he's bringing in everything. He brings in all of his resources, all of his money, and all of his cash. And he pays all these bills. And you're a stay-at-home mom, and you make sure the house is clean and all that type of stuff. But then it also comes with a level of maturity. Like if something is on the floor, and you know that it's not supposed to be there, you just gonna walk past it? Or if you see a sock that's on the floor, and knowing that's supposed to be in dirty clothes, you just gonna sit there and be like, she'll get it. That's her job. That just sounds ignorant as hell to me. Because if I see something on the floor that's supposed to be picked up, knowing that it's supposed to be picked up, I'm going to pick it up. That's just how it works. I mean, that's why I say, if you were by yourself, what would you do? Because if you do that with one sock, then it's going to be two socks, and then it's going to be a t-shirt, and then it's going to be some shorts, and then it's going to be a bowl, and then it's going to be a fork, and then it's going to, it's just going to keep going. And then you're going to be living in filth. It's just a level of maturity in bringing the ignorance, to a zero, because that's very ignorant, and that's just like, that's very bold too. Because why would you even? Because what if it was you? The same way you don't feel like it, she probably don't feel like it either. I mean, no. Let's go ahead and, like I said before, I'm not being biased. I'm not taking up for the woman. I'm not taking up for the man, because you have to put each other in each other's shoes. But at the end of the day, like everyone always says, which is actually true, you're a team. So, okay, so like if you establish that, like at the beginning of the relationship, okay, and you establish that you do this, I do that, you do that part, and I got this part, and that's established, and you like agreed, I got it, I'm gonna do that, that's mine and that's my own, then don't complain about that. But don't also make it seem like, okay, it's gonna be like your personal maid, or butler. But because it also it depends on the type of circumstances, because if both of y'all work and you have kids, it's not just gonna be like it's all on this person and this is all on that person. I mean, either way, you have to know how to do for yourself too. It's not that difficult. Like, it's not rocket science. Because okay, let's put it to where it can make sense in coming out of my mouth, in my vision. With me, there would be no woman in this situation. So, what gender role is there? There's no woman in this situation. Or if there's a man, or if you got a lesbian couple, there's no man in that situation. So what you gonna do then? Like my sister, she knows how to change a tire. It's not just on the men. My older sister, she know how to change a tire. Like it's where you come from. It's where you learn stuff. It's what you've been taught throughout your entire life. It's how you've been brought up. It's how you was raised. So, like with me, I learned how to work on cars from my mother and my daddy and YouTube. YouTube is the greatest app that will ever, and I mean ever, exist. But, as I was saying, that ain't got nothing to do with what this conversation is about. But, like I said, my sister, she know how to change a tire. It's not just on the man to do it. Because if you get in that emergency situation, what are you going to do if you don't have that type of access to call and be like, hey, I'm in such and such jam. I need you to help me and come get here fast. And they can't get there fast. What are you gonna do? And if you know how to do it, but you still gonna sit there and wait for it? No. So, like I said, I cook, I clean, I know how to do laundry, I know how to work on cars. I know how to fend and provide for myself. So it's not just put on the man or woman. Because everybody should know how to do everything. You get what I'm saying? It should be all around. Like if you don't do that, that's just lazy to me. Because that just means you're not really. Because people always be like, it should be 50-50. Well, every day it can't be 50-50, okay? Because one day maybe you got it maybe my spouse got it and I don't got it, and he's able to take care of that bill. Okay, bill taken care of. Or if he don't got it and his car note due and I got it, okay, bill taken care of. It's out of our hands. It's done and in the past now. Like, that 50-50 thing is stupid to me. Because some days it's going to be 70-30, you know, or 80-20. Sometimes you're not going to have it, and sometimes the spouse will. You have to work together. It's the communication part, too. You have to communicate with that, too. And I'm not trying to be one of them podcasts, you know, where it's just talking about only relationships and only, you know, and only being with, you know, the men and women and all that type of stuff and how stuff's supposed to be. I'm just giving my opinion, for one thing. That's first and foremost. Not everybody's going to agree with everything that I say. And that's the whole fun of it too. But you have to come to a realization that you just gotta learn. You just gotta think about what would you do if you was by yourself. Because if you by yourself, you would not survive. If you're always dependent on somebody, you wouldn't know what to do for yourself. But because the whole reason that I wanted to start podcasts, first of all, I got inspired, of course. But then, you know, I like to talk. And I like to have that type of sense of control. And I feel like that doing this gives me that type of control because, you know, all of this is mine. Like, this is all the equipment, all the, like, the show is mine. And I also wanted to bring that to light too about, you know, how I came about doing the podcast and, you know, where I started with the podcast and how did I come up with it. So, like with the name, Just Stupid Podcast. Just Stupid comes after my grandmother and my mother. Most of my grandmother. Because they'll tell you quick, you just stupid. If it's something stupid, it's like stupid. So, that was their, you know, that was their thing. And so I'm like, you know what? Just Stupid Podcast. And so when you hear the intro and the outro, the part that says the part where it says stupid on it, that's my mother's voice. So I had her record herself saying it because I would have had my grandmother do it. But she passed. So the closest thing to that I had was my mother, because it's only a few of my grandma's children that can say it exactly like her. And my mother is one of them that can say it exactly like her. It's not forcing nothing. It's just she knows how to, like, it just comes out and it just sounds just like my grandmother. So I got her to record herself saying it. And so I put that in my intro. And it gives me a sort of, you know, some type of connection between me and my grandmother and my mother, you know. So that's how the name of it came about. But the aspect of it of, you know, actually wanting to get on a microphone and actually start talking, because one, I love to talk, and two, like, I just like that. I don't know what it's about, but it's that it's aesthetically pleasing to talk behind the microphone on a podcast. Like, it's just cool, and it's just calm, and it's just chill. And I'm gonna record another one too with my niece, so me and her, so we can have a talk too. Oh, this water right here, this water, Voss water. This is the best. This one and Eternal. This is the best water that you can ever drink. Like when I tell you, it tastes clear. Like water has a taste. This tastes like how water is supposed to taste. Like it tastes clear and it tastes fresh and it tastes like water. Cause I hate like water like Deer Park and Dasani and Aquafina. I can't stand that type of water. But this right here, spring water. I love this. And the Eternal water. Let me see. I think I got a bottle. Yep, right here. It's gone. But this is the Eternal water. This is naturally alkaline spring water. This is great too. It tastes like clear. I don't know how to explain it. You would have to taste it yourself because you would never think that clear has a taste, but that's the only way I can explain it. It's clear. And then they got the little fancy glass bottle too. That's the plus. I'll put fruits in here, lemons, limes, strawberries, or whatever, and just let it, and then fill it up with water, and then just let it sit overnight. That is amazing. But what was I talking about? But yeah, the whole idea of a podcast was just cool to me because I could just talk and just talk and just talk and just talk, and people listen and people agree and people disagree and people debate, and it's cool. It's cool. And then I'm just ready to get the guest on here. That's how I'm gonna do one with my niece, so me and her will be able to talk together and get it really popping too. I'm just ready. I'm just ready for this to be, for this to get up there and get it popping. Cause, yeah, that's why I'm gonna start. Now that I got the time to do it, I'm gonna start making sure that I got everything situated. That way, like especially my main thing right now is the lighting and like trying to figure out, the whole camera situation or whatever. Because I'm using my phone right now. I got the 15 Pro Max. And I don't really feel the need to buy, one of them expensive cameras or whatever. Because I got my laptop right here. And I use my phone to record everything. So, it's really no need for all that extra expensive stuff. Especially if I'm paying $1,200 for that phone, yeah, it's gonna be put to work. So it does the job great. I'm not upgrading to the 16 Pro Max. I'm gonna wait until the 17 comes out because I just feel like that's a waste of time and a waste of money. And yeah, I don't think I want to do all that. Because there's really no point. It's the same phone. It's just added a camera button to it. Which you can literally just you can literally make the action button on the 15 Pro Max the camera button. Press the button and it goes to the camera. And it's just going to do the exact same thing that it was doing before. I swear, they're going to get you. They're going to get that money out of you. Because it's a lot of people that got it. My sister got it. It's nice. I mean, it's a little bit bigger. Like, you can't tell the difference. Like, it's not drastically bigger. But you can tell that, it got a little bit wider and a little bit taller. But it's not like you holding a mini tablet in your hand or something. It's literally like a fourth of a centimeter tall. I don't even know what a fourth of a centimeter is. Whatever it is, it's not that tall. It's not that big compared to the 15 Pro Max. It's the same thing in my opinion. It's very subtle. But yeah, and then when you get inspired by other people, my favorite podcast show is the You Should Know podcast with Peyton and Cameron, and Jumpers Jump podcast. Those are my two favorite podcasts. I listen to them faithfully. The You Should Know podcast, it's every Monday that they release, but I forgot what Jumpers Jump do. Excuse me. But Jumpers Jump, they do every... I don't know. Hold on. Because I'm about to look it up. Let's see. Smooth this out the way. Okay. Jumpers Jump podcast schedule. It doesn't say. They be having some good them conspiracy theories and stuff. And what they be talking about, that stuff is very entertaining. June 28th, June 16th. What days are those? Let me see. June 28th. June 16th. Let's see. What day is that? Oh, well, it doesn't really say, it doesn't really, because it's two different dates. Maybe they're just posting, they get ready to post. I mean, it's their podcast. They do what they want to do. But yeah, those are my two favorite podcasts that I listen to. Oh, and the Ash Miracle Show. That girl right there, I love her to death. I watch her every day, faithfully. Like, that's the real reason that I started getting into podcasts. Is from the Ash Miracle Show. First it was T Ash Miracle, and then it was Ash Miracle. Then the Ash Miracle Show. Then she got Pop Obsession podcast, and she also do tarot readings too. But yeah, she is. First of all, she funny. She talk hella shit, and she just don't give a fuck. And it is funny, and I love her. And yeah, she the one that got me into doing this. And she doesn't even show her face. That's the thing. You don't even know what she look like. But she keeps you entertained. She be talking junk about these celebrities. She does not care. And it is hilarious to me. I love her to death. That is my number one. And then it's the You Should Know podcast. And then it's You Should Know. And then it's the Jumpers Jump It's one more. It's with 4 guys. It used to be 3, but it was 4 guys. I think the host of it name is Sergio, but I've been seeing them on Facebook and TikTok too. That's another podcast that I love to watch too. It's Sergio. Sergio Talks. Okay, let's see. Wait. Yeah, it's Sergio Talks Podcast. I love them too. I be watching them all the time too. They are hilarious. And then they just got a 4th dude on there. That's, what is that? It's Sergio. What is the other one's name? Matt, Carl, Sergio, Matt, Carl, and I forgot the last one, the one that just came up there. But yeah, that's funny though. That's a funny show, and I just want to get up to that status. But it's gonna take time, and I'm willing to be patient for that, and willing to put in the work for it, cause this is something that I love to do. I really do love to do this. And it's easy. Like a lot of people, I think with me, I got with me being nervous. I think it was because of the fact that, just sitting here talking to the camera with a microphone and nobody's there and you just scared of looking stupid. But at the end of the day, you just talk. People just gonna like it, and some people just don't. It's just not gonna like it. That's just how it is. Just post it, because if you don't post, it'll never get out there, and it'll never get out there. You'll never come up. So that's what I just had to learn with this. I just needed to go ahead and post, because not everybody is gonna like what I'm saying or what I'm doing, and there's going to be a lot of people that do like what I'm saying and what I'm doing, or agree and disagree. And that's just something that you have to, when you get into an industry like this, that's just something that you just got to get over, because people are going to have opinion. I got an opinion. This whole thing is opinionated, so I can't get mad if somebody else has an opinion. And I was going to say that for another topic too, but I'm about to talk about it now. So when you talk about opinions, okay? You can't get mad at somebody for having an opinion, because you have an opinion too, and you're going to be thinking that you're right, and that person is going to be thinking that they're right. So anybody can have an opinion. It's just how you take it, because some people, you just have to have tough skin, especially when you're dealing with people, because me and people don't really get along like that. But it's just something that you have to get used to, because somebody is always going to have something to say. You can't stop people from talking about you. You can't stop people from being negative. Like, that's not going to happen. Like for instance, like being racist or something. You can't stop people from being racist. You can't stop people from being homophobic. Like, yeah, it may die down, or it just doesn't be, put in the media as much. But you can't stop people from doing it. Like, you cannot stop racism. There's always going to be somebody, somewhere that's not going to like black people. Or somewhere that's not going to like any other race but their race. You cannot stop that. That's not how that works. Like if you don't like potatoes, or if you don't like macaroni and cheese, you can't stop people from making macaroni and cheese or making mashed potatoes. You gonna call the manufacturers all over the world and tell them to stop producing macaroni noodles or stop producing potatoes or stop growing potatoes? Like, that's not how it works. You can't make people do anything. Just like nobody can make you do anything, you can't make anybody do anything. So that's why you have to have tough skin, and you just have to get over your ego when it comes to stuff like this, because people are just going to say what they want to say regardless. So that's on you. If you want to have that type of control, I feel like I have a lot of control, especially with doing this, because, like I said, it's mine, and I can do what I want on here. I can say what I want on here, and it doesn't matter the next person's opinion, or, but I'm going to get my niece on here. I think that'll be fun. That'll be really fun. And I want to ask her some questions on, on what she feels with relationships, as she's a 16-year-old girl. I want to see her perspectives, And I'm gonna have my sister up here too. That's gonna be fun right there. That's gonna be real fun. And just sitting down and hearing people talk. And just listen, You don't have to, because people be so sensitive. Like, oh my God. People be sensitive over the stupidest things. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And then the ones that's always sensitive is the ones that always have an opinion or always have a question about something. I don't get it, but yeah. But yeah, I can't wait to get her on here. I'm just ready to get this stuff popping, especially now that I got the time to. Yeah, I'm ready. Like SpongeBob said, I'm ready. So, but yeah, I'm gonna close this episode out right here. And I want y'all to go like, subscribe, comment, turn on the post notifications on YouTube. I want y'all to go follow and like the videos on Apple Podcast and Spotify Podcast. And I'm also going to be posting on Facebook too at LUQUEE Harris. I'm gonna leave a link to that too. Make sure y'all share it. Please share. And it only takes takes 1 second to like on everything. Just press the button. But I want to thank all y'all for watching, whoever watches, and you guys have a blessed day. Peace.
Stupid.